Today's lesson is all about making a man's handbag. Now, Ricky has sent me a picture of a handbag, which unfortunately I cannot show you due to copyright. So he would like to make a handbag, and I'm going to make something similar to the one that I've got on this piece of paper. They are standard, they can be standard. So it has 4 corners and a fabric going all the way around, which makes it easy. So I'm going to start off by showing you how I come to it by drawing it first, then organizing it on my graph paper to make sure every piece is fit, and then I will instigate it by making it. And I've got some leather fabric here that I'm going to use, this leather fabric, which is grey, and this is a man's bag, and I forgot what he called it, custom bag, but I'm going to make it look afterward like almost a lady's bag because this now becomes mine. So I'm going to do this. So let me draw this bag for you. So most bags has a top and a bottom. There's the top, and I'm going to slant it down a bit. Because my SD card keeps shutting out, I'm just going to go over it again just in case it missed out something. So we've done the 2 sides. We've got this going all the way around to give you the width of the bag. Then I've got a pocket in front here, and this bit here is the piping. These double lines are the piping going all the way around, which I am not sure if I have enough fabric to do this. I think I've got a meter of fabric. I bought this fabric ages ago to make myself a handbag, and here I am making a man's one now. I'll still use it. But anyway, so this is the sides of the bag. Here we have this is going to be stitched in. And here we have where the belt is hooked into it here. So this belt now is a belt, so you can carry it on your shoulder. With a buckle. And it can be adjustable too. So that's the belt. But there also we have an additional belt that you can carry in your hand. So I'm going to put a belt there as well so that you can carry it in your hand. Alright, so, and of course we've got a belt going around here as well. So that's your substance for the bag. We're going to also have the zip going along here. And I don't think I've got the right colour, so I'm going to improvise and put whatever zip I can find. Because I don't really want to go through any expense. So that's the zip going down there. Now here, the picture that he showed me here has got a quilted effect. So let's do our own thing. So I might do the quilt here, or you can just leave this section blank. So let's say I've quilted it here. So that is the handbag. Now, in preparation for this handbag, So in preparation for this handbag, I have bought some hooks for the side of the handbag. I'm just waiting for the camera to adjust itself. And I've bought some loops to thread through the bag that goes on your shoulder, or so it adjusts, or we could have something that locks it over actually. So I brought those in preparation, and if I have enough fabric for the piping, I've got a thick piping cord which is thicker than usual, so I will use that if I have enough fabric. If not, then I will improvise and use some bias binding and cover this, which will, naff. It'd be nice if I get the fabric, just to show you what to do. Right, so the handbag, when I cut the pattern, I can see I've got at least 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, 5 the back as well, which is going to be cut too. 5 sections. So I'm going to do my paperwork and then make sure that everything matches up. Just in case the camera was out of focus, I'll roughly go through that again. The handbag, or the men's carrier bag, will be this inside one would be a main section. So what the pattern's going to look like is going to look like pattern that I have to cut. I'm going to have to cut ×2. So that's this section and the back section. There's a fabric going along there. Now I say that fabric will look almost like that. So that's the one going around. The section that goes here will be shorter, but that will be in 2 pieces to allow for the zip. Right, so that's ×1, and that is ×2. So let me say ×2 and then get rid of that one section. Let me see now. Plus the loop for this section here will be a long strip, and that will be, say, just one of that, long enough so that I can adjust it. And then we're going to need 2 long strips for this section here. Let's get rid of this one because I said ×2, didn't I? So this one here is ×1. So we got 2 of this, plus we need a zip. 1 long zip. Right. And to bear this in mind, I'm going to line this bag as well. So in this section here, I'm going to line it, so when you put your hands in, it feels nice. And inside the bag is going to be lined as well. And the lining will take the shape of the bag. So this is what I'm going to do. Right, so I want my handbag at 18 inches wide. But I want it, let me see now, how tall do I want my handbag? I say probably just that height. So that height will be probably 12 inches. So 12 inches upwards is where I want my bag. Now I want the bag, that looks a bit small actually. let's go, no, that'll do, 12 inches. No, let's allow for sewing. So let's go 13 inches. Let's go to dot to dot. So that is 13.5 inches to allow for seam allowance. Okay, so if I'm going 18 inches as the width, I'm going to make it smaller up the top. So it's going to go in. So I will go in, say, make it 16 inches. So there's my center, and I want 16 inches. So that makes it 8 inches in the middle, and mark it 16 inches. There's my 16 inches. Now, I'm going to join those up. So I've got a very small incline, so it's going in. But what I also want is I want the edges to be round, according to this picture. Just slightly round. So I'm going to find something that's round. I'm going to round it off. The bag, the bottom, do I want it round? Yeah, let's round it off. So now when I cut this, I want to cut, let's see, front and back. And these ends will be cut off. So that's my handbag. But what I said as well, there is going to be a pocket in this bag. So we'll put the pocket, say, roughly there. Is that too high up? No, let's put the pocket there. Yeah, let's put the pocket here. So this is a marking for my pocket. So hence, I'm going to need to cut this section out as well, again, for the pocket and to allow for seam allowance as well. So the pocket, I'll do that in a second. So I'm going to cut this bit out first to save time, and then use this to mark up the length of the side joins. And the side joins, I'm going to stop it down here. There's that line there, so use the line. That's for the side joint. That's actually what you call that is a nip then. So I'll cut this out. Because my SD card keeps switching off, somebody suggested that it was the type of SD card that I'm using. So I'm using a 32 SD card, but I find that it's still cutting out. My 74, I stopped using it. I formatted this and it's still cutting out. So if anybody's got a solution to help with this card stop cutting out, it interrupts my flow, please. Right, so now I've done one side of the bag, but what I now need is I need this section here on its own as well. So what I'm going to do is, to make things in, I'm just going to fold that down. And if anything, cut another one out. I'm just looking at this. It looks a bit long. Let's just double check this because the angle doesn't look really right. So let's put the center and check it out. Center to center. Yep, that's what I suspected. So that, I like that angle actually. So, oh dear, what shall I do? Let's stick with the one that's there. Right, so let's tidy this up. Right, so there's my bag. So let's fold this down now. And we're going to now recut this one, this section here, out again. But when I cut it out again, I'm going to make it just a little bit taller to allow for my seam allowance. And seeing as I'm piping it, I don't need that much. So let me put it on here, pin it, and then just cut out another section. What I should have done is fold this first before I cut it, and it would have given me a little lip at the side, but it will still work. So there's my bag, that's the top. And this is the bottom. And this is the front flap. Now, it's option. You can either cut one of these or you can have two. You can have one at the front, or you can have one at both sides, back and front. In this case, yeah, and you could even put one of them with a zip and one without. And this one as well, you could also, let me see now, I'm going to draw a line. Because of copyright, I'm not copying this bag exactly, so I can do my own thing, my own fashion. So I could either stitch a line down the center, and I've got two compartments, or I can stitch a line there and there, and I've got, yeah, I think I like that one. One there, and I've got 3 compartments, and that changes this whole bag from copyright, really. Not forgetting that this bag as well is this might be quilted. Let's give it 2 stitches just to give a bit of a fashion. And this bit here turns in. If I don't have enough fabric to pipe it at the top here, then all I need to do is just turn it under and that's it. It's your bag, you can do what you like. So that's the front of my bag, and there's the pocket. And there I can put pens or whatever in there. So that's that done. So this one is cut 1 or 2. Green. Choice. Cut 1. Cut 1 or 2. Back and front. Alright, so that's that done. So now we need to know the distance from the flap that we're going to put on, the joining at the side, the thickness. So I'm going to make this bag probably 4-inch thick. 4-inch thick. Yeah. Nah, I'm going to make it 5-inch thick. Don't forget, it's your bag, you do what you like. So 5-inch thick. Yeah, I'll do that. 5-inch thick. So we need a long straight line. Try not to waste paper. I'm going to cut this section here out. And because this is dotted paper, there's not a lot of measuring that I have to do, which is a good thing. Use the dots. So I said, say roughly around here is where I'm going to put the section. So my zip is going to open up from here going all the way around. So using a tape measure, I'll have a rough idea how much fabric I need to go all the way around. So right, so I need roughly 32-inch of fabric. So this now has got to measure 32, and that's where 32 ends up. Using my dots again, and I mark it roughly near